not everybody's going to recognize it. What are ways that you think would be reasonable for recognition for Lincoln Johnson?
Just small positive reinforcement, whether it be a ribbon or just a letter from the owner or something saying, hey, you know, you've been recognized for this. Something that a kid used to be able to put on his wall in a frame and say, look what I got, you know, and that would be nice now and then to see that.
I actually wanted to build on, something that Miguel had said earlier, and it builds on the ribbons, builds on the letters, right? So you said you wanted to go to the meeting because it was physical with letters. You mentioned the ribbons, right? Those are physical things. What about digital? So speak about that. So in a digital world, and there's physical. Speak about digital versus physical, and again, you guys we started off with a discussion around community, right? And we're speaking about community, and where does digital come in within your community? Whether it's recognizing someone, whether it's voicing a complaint, whether it's trying to do change. How does digital play into
As in being a post on a digital interface,
well,
like
yeah.
media.
So how does digital, when you think about your community and all the things, all the ways that you engage in your community, how does digital come in?
I think it helps put your voice out there. It's as if you were speaking loudly in a stadium. Those that are further out aren't going to be able to hear you that well. So then you would go to a medium or media device to augment that so that they can hear you. And then anyone further out, then you would have to convert over to digital format to help them see and recognize. It's not the same as being here physically, but the further away you are from the point, the harder it is to actually physically experience it. So digital and media, the further out, brings you in closer. That's why the world is such a small place now. That's why I can get on Skype and say hello to my grandma. Clear as bell, half the world away.
Well, nothing on digital. I mean, are there organizations that you are a member or associated with or subscription? Do you have any digital subscriptions or memberships?
I do. Actually, I'm a conference planner. I do, events, and for the past 7 years, I've been with the military as a protocol officer. So I am a member of MPI, and also is a Latino meeting planners in Washington, D.C. So we do. That's the only way that we actually communicate, and that's through email and trying to use webinars and any type of educational outlet that we can reach. I think that just sitting at your home, clicking a link, opening up a video, that's actually useful, because sometimes we have small tools. This just came out that about this. So it's easy for at least for people that we're not talking about over 80, because my parents are 75 and they're great with the iPhones. But maybe doing a range of people that are not so used to clicking on links. But a video comes out and it's like, hey, there's this new tool, there's this new software. So and that comes out pretty much on every 3, 4, 5 days, at least any type of there's a meeting, there's this coming out. So it keeps us involved with the organization and let us know what's going on.
Is it a paid membership?
It is a paid membership.
And is it an annual membership?
Annual membership's about $395,000 a year. And usually your employer will pay for it. But right now, since I'm in between contracts, I'm like, okay, I'm waiting, who's gonna pay my next, But I have paid out of pocket because it's so useful. Because you cannot get detached if you're not part of there. For instance, for jobs and that sort of thing, if you want to. And they do a, like an annual conference of, about 5, a learning conference.
So that's more sort of professional. are there,
Absolutely, it's a
on the
professional.
personal end, are there other sort of entities that you have, I don't know, memberships, subscriptions with?
Did I pay a fee? No. Like what? Like which?
What about, LinkedIn, Facebook, Netflix?
Oh, I am in Twitter, I have, Facebook, LinkedIn. I have not because of my clearance. I'm kind of like not trying to be out there. And so, and my sister says that, once you're on LinkedIn, everybody like tries to reach you, so I just don't like that aspect. Of putting my name and, and so much information out there. Because I even use my maiden name, I use it for, for my account. So even if you try to find me on Facebook, it's hard to find me because I subscribe to one outlet and then I'm displayed with a different one.
Same here.
Blocked everywhere.
In Peru, they use the mother's maiden. Morgan is actually my mom's name. My last name's Rebel. But on the passport and on driver's license, it says Rebel Morgan.
Mine is big.
Yeah, it gets long. It's funny.
But do you consider, are those memberships, like are you a member of Facebook, or if you have
I'm
not,
not.
you're a member, do you consider?
You're a member of your
those
group,
memberships?
you're a member of that. But for instance, going back into, if something goes wrong or somebody brings you, bad service. For instance, I had a ticket, to Peru with JetBlue. And I sent an email because I was getting sent out to the Middle East, with the Army contract. And I sent an email. And I said, what happens with this ticket? And they said, oh, we'll be glad to, reimburse you fully with, no questions asked. I thought that was a great thing for me to say out there, out in Twitter, out to the world, and you get the feedback right away. It's just that, is the number of people that you reach versus the small little group that you do on Facebook. So I think that's, especially with the hashtags and so forth, JetBlue, and those are, airlines are the first one to jump on it. If you say something wrong,
Yes.
you can get, you can get actually taken out of the same flight just for posting something wrong. But also, I think the recognition for, not being penalized for a ticket that I bought months ago just for being, sent out and held out the military. I think that was something to be recognized.
How about you, Miguel? We haven't heard from you for a bit. Are there memberships that you have that are digital or subscriptions? What do you think?
Well, Facebook and Twitter and all that, and also belong to DC Runners, the Association of Running. And yes, I pay $20, and it's just a club that we belong to, and we do whatever we can to promote running. But just going back to what everybody has said, the internet is great to get access to things, but then there's also the aspect of people posting things that are not true, or being mean or to people and disrespectful. And once you go to a meeting, and that's the one thing I like about going to a group of people and meeting all the people, is that you're actually there. You're not just a number or a line online. It's actually, they see your face. I think when you write it to a representative, they send you an email right away. But when you actually go and meet them and say, hey, I'm here, I live in this district, and this is what we want you to do. I think it's better than to just send an email. Because anybody can just say, like, delete, or just send a general reply to an email. But to actually see somebody and say, hey, this is what my interests are, and this is what I want you to do. So I think it's a bit different. It has more of an influence on people, or whatever you're trying to do.
Also, when it comes to discrimination, there's a lot of people that jump into and they mask themselves behind the comments in Anonymous or WTOP or CNN, and it's just that they just jump right into the race or or religion or type of it's just horrible. So it doesn't give you a lot of you read the comments, but then you're like, okay, well, they're not commenting anything because people are going to jump on me.
Yeah, I'll find myself not wanting to post a comment on something. I'll type it. backspace, 'cause you know it's just not worth it.
Not worth it,
Just
yes.
fanning the flame, you know, and you gotta learn to when to open your mouth and when to keep it closed. Sometimes things are out of control on
Absolutely,
these
yeah.
websites. And I did like going to DNC last week, the Democratic National Committee website, they throw all kinds of stuff at me. Oh, Hillary did this and so forth did that. But it's neat getting the feedback, and like I said, I also, you know, got on change.org, which I think is a neat website.
So,
Change gears?
yeah, we can jump to the concept, so Ms. Rollins, you don't have a concept sheet printed out separately, but we have several copies of these.
I can run make a couple copies if you want.
I can just have like, yeah.
While we're doing this, Miguel, there's sandwiches over there if you'd like to grab one, or some water, cooking, if you guys
I've been
need to use
pausing
this. Okay, so go ahead, let's use this
I
time.
see it's just us three, and
Yeah, let's use this time right now,
All
since we're just gonna pull these out to make everybody, you wanna just quickly grab a beverage? Go have yourself.